Hey guys, I'm recording a video. It's just about I'm making a challenge, and it's going to be a pretty hard challenge. I wouldn't say it's necessarily too hard, but it's pretty dang hard. Now, the first rule of any of the rules is that you cannot type in a seed. You cannot use any seed, so you cannot get this in a bag. Second of all, you cannot use any mods, hacks, fly mode, etc. Third of all, if you're going to do the challenge, if you're going to eventually leave the comments for if you complete the challenge below, and you can't just say you complete the challenge. You have to literally mean it, and to make this happen, you guys are going to have to write down some of the things you did to complete this challenge. Now, another thing is that I think this is a pretty hard one. You cannot make a house. But I know you guys are probably going nuts that this challenge is impossible, but what I mean by you can't make a house, what I mean by that is you can't necessarily make a house of your own. You'd have to make a generated structure and upgrade from that. I'm sorry, but so that's another rule. The next rule is if you're going to why do I keep forgetting this? Oh yes. If you're going to do some enchanting, then you cannot make an XP farm to do this. And plus, if you're going to go to the end eventually, this is basically a rule for the end. You cannot make an ender pearl farm. You can't make a farm for any item, even iron golems. The next rule is that you can't take things from chest. The next rule is that you cannot do this challenge on creative, keep switching back and forth from creative to survival, then creative to survival. You can't do that. And I thought this was a pretty interesting one, honestly. The only reason you can mine is if you knew the location of a mine shaft, dungeon, a mine shaft, dungeon, or a stronghold. And next, you can still craft. That's an obvious one. Definite obvious. And I'm going to turn on the volume. I think that would be the smartest thing. Yeah, I think it's good. Okay. I'm also going to say that you couldn't. Okay, let me try. I keep forgetting the rules. And by the way, if you're going to do this, then you're most likely going to want to write them down. And I'll explain that rule as well. If you accidentally break a rule, then you are forced to delete that world and start the challenge all over again. And also, another thing about this is that if you haven't completed some achievements, then you have to complete those in order to say you have done the challenge. And another rule is that let me think of a few more rules. I'm trying to think of a few more rules. I think that was a doorbell. That's my family. That's my family.
Who is it? What am I obsessed with?
My dad's at the door. I mean,
Sure.
part of my family's at the door, and I'm recording. I just want to explain that to my family because I'm recording. And so also another quick thing to note. Trying to think of I'm trying to remember some of the rules. Oh yeah. You cannot mine to find caves. You can trade with villagers. That's not a downside. So you could basically rob villagers. And here's another rule that I just remembered. I have no idea how I forgot this, but you cannot be on peaceful in order to do this challenge. So like you'd have to be on either normal or hard mode. And what I mean by that is like this, it's hard, peaceful, easy, normal. Actually, you can't do either easy or peaceful. You can only do hard or normal. Yeah. Also, you can't really technically mine. And plus another thing is that you can take stuff from generated structures. So you can take stuff from strongholds, dungeons, and a lot more stuff. And another thing to note is that if you possibly find a jungle temple, then you cannot take the arrows. You cannot. And also another thing to note is that you in fact can take the redstone, however, because like you can't mine to find ores, you can only mine to find generated structures. So you can take redstone in that case. And also I think this is a pretty hard one as well. If you are going caves. I hate caves. Anyways, what I was saying earlier is that if you possibly, why do I keep forgetting what I'm about to say? Okay. Another rule is that you can in fact take wood from trees, and the only reason you wouldn't is if you spawn at a if you spawn directly at a village. And another rule, I think this is another hard one as well. Most people would be shocked by this one. Some people wouldn't. Some people would. But this is a rule that you would have expected. You cannot do this on a custom map. You cannot do this on you cannot do this on a custom map. Like, and what I mean is there's stuff like Ant Farm Survival, and so yeah. And I don't know why, but I will be making more rules about this. And if you've already completed this already, then leave it in the comments. And what I'm actually going to do right now is check what's in here. Ooh, a diamond. Butter, the classic butter. More diamonds. And I'll explain more of the rules after I collect this stuff in here. And I'm just going to type in this seed. Okay. Now, here's another rule. that you guys would have not have expected. I mean, you would have not expected. Another rule is that you cannot use this seed. You cannot. So, the next thing is that all of you expected this. All of you. Even people who barely know about Minecraft would have expected this. You cannot use bonus chest. Everybody expected that. I know. So, that's pretty much all the rules I've been thinking about. But, yeah, that's all the rules I've been thinking about. And if you have completed this challenge, then you can post, you can put something in the comment section. And remember, you have to say something that you did, or I'll just assume that you didn't do the challenge. And so, yeah. And the last thing is that you can use majestic butter. Now, there is a warning for Sky Does Minecraft. If you don't let me go on your server, it's either butter or squid. So you're either gonna have to deal with squids or the majestic butter. I'm gonna give them the butter. Yes, you're not getting the butter until you can get. Oh, I didn't think this through. The point is, you'll never get on my. You know, I was planning for this to happen. I admit, I was planning for this to happen. This is the reason why you need to kill squids. Squid is Minecraft. I need to tell you something. The only reason I'm spawning a bunch of squids is because they're on land. And if they're on land, they're going to die! Die, squids, die, die. I am... My least favorite animal is actually squid, it turns out. That's my least favorite animal. Die, 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 die. I forgot that. Yeah! Die, die, die. Fire! Die! Die, 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 die. Die with fire! Yes. Yes. And I should probably introduce my self. My username is butter927. And to start this off, I'm going to light the zombie on fire. Accept the butter! Accept the butter! No! Do not accept the butter! You will not accept the butter! Bam! I hit 1.51! You! Also, another thing to note, there's really large llamas with hats on YouTube. It's really funny, honestly. Anyways, I should end off the video. I should probably end off the video here. Give me some likes. Put some comments in below. And just so you know, if you can't hear this, then just turn up the volume. And I'm gonna end off the video here. So goodbye. What's up?